Developing tonight after residents were evacuated and told to shelter in place, how a manhunt for an active shooter near Zion National Park finally came to an end.
Never before seen video that could be vital in the case of Lori Vallow Daybell, released to Fox 13 News tonight.
He just looked like pure rage.
What our investigative team is finding as we comb through new documents and videos.
Some rain tonight and more rain on the way and much cooler air. The forecast coming up.
Donations are pouring into the Catholic Community Services of Utah building as Afghan refugees arrive this week. Coming up, how a unique partnership is helping those families feel welcome.
And how a promising new treatment could revolutionize the fight against cancer. All thanks in part to some BYU students.
We begin with developing news in southern Utah. An active shooting suspect is in police custody tonight after the Washington County Sheriff's Office says he fired at 6 or 7 vehicles on SR 9 near Zion National Park, injuring at least one person. Authorities say it started at about 3:30 when the man waved a weapon at the Dairy Queen in Hurricane during an argument. He led Hurricane police on a chase eastbound on SR 9.
Authorities say they deployed spike strips and exchanged gunfire with the suspect, who then crashed his pickup truck in Rockville. And they say the gunfire continued as he got out of the truck and ran into a residential neighborhood. Now, Rockville residents were put under a shelter-in-place order. Some had to be evacuated. Multiple police agencies, of course, responding, including federal, state, and local police, along with SWAT team members. The suspect was found at about 6:15 this evening with a gunshot wound and was taken to St. George Regional Hospital. We do not know his condition as of tonight. Police say there is still a very active crime scene in the area, and some roads could be closed until further notice. We do understand, however, SR 9 is back open tonight after traffic coming out of Zion National Park. It was backed up for hours earlier this evening. Fox 13 does have a crew on the way. We will continue to monitor this story throughout this newscast and always update our online presence at fox13now.com. The Chandler Police Department has released thousands of pages of evidence and hours of video related to the Lori Vallow case.
She's charged with crimes connected to the deaths of her 2 children, her estranged husband, and the wife of her new husband, Chad Daybell.
Fox 13 investigative reporter Adam Herbets has been going through the evidence. He's live in studio tonight with what we know so far. Adam.
Yeah, Bob Kelly, this is the first time we've been able to see interviews with so many key witnesses. One of them being Tylee Ryan. Remember, this is just months before she and her brother died and a few months before her mother married Chad Daybell. She was one of the key witnesses involving the death of her stepfather, Charles Vallow, at the hands of her uncle, Alex Cox. She was 16 years old at the time and witnessed an argument. She says she was outside when she heard the gunshot when her uncle shot and killed Charles, so she could not see what happened, but she did tell police she thought Charles was the aggressor.
He honestly just looked like kind of a crazy person.
Okay.
Like screaming and his face was beet red. He just looked really mad. I remember when he took the bat from me, I saw his face for a split second, and I honestly it didn't even look like him. He just looked like pure rage. Like he was just seeing red.
We're also for the first time hearing frantic phone calls from Charles Vallow to his life insurance company before he died, making absolutely sure his wife, Lori Vallow, would not be the beneficiary.
I'm changing the insured to my sister for my special needs son. Can I put a lock or something, a code they have to give if anybody calls to ask about my policy, and to give no information to anyone that has that doesn't have that password?
Absolutely, that's what that's there for.
I was just freaking out, and it just went into mom mode. I'm like, I've got to go to get JJ to school. I've got to get to the kids. I just feel like I got to get to the kids.
As you just heard there, when Lori Vallow spoke to police, she told them she only heard one gunshot, even though there were 2, and that she drove her son JJ to school. But according to Tylee and according to surveillance video, first they went to Burger King. Police say they also found out the family also went to Walgreens to buy flip-flops. Now investigators believe Lori Vallow premeditated the murder with her brother and waited to call 911 for 43 minutes while Charles laid there. Right now, the state has determined Lori Vallow is not mentally competent to stand trial in Idaho, but prosecutors could seek the death penalty. We're going to keep on top of it, but for now, reporting live in studio, Adam Herbets, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Adam, thank you. There are still hundreds of pages to go through on this case and hours of interview to view. If you'd like to take a look at the video, they are on Fox 13's YouTube channel right now, and the full case file is on our website, fox13now.com.
The first refugee families from Afghanistan have officially arrived in Utah. Catholic Community Services of Utah says they just helped a family of 8 get settled in, and they're expecting another family to land in Salt Lake City tomorrow. CCS of Utah says they expect 120 people over the next couple of weeks. Their goal is to have an apartment ready for everyone. Also, a warm meal on the table when they walk in the door. And while some families have been able to stay together, others will be showing up alone.
I think the families that are coming from Afghanistan or other refugees in general, not all of them come at the same time. Sometimes families have been separated. Sometimes we only get children under the age of 18 that Catholic Community Services is bringing, and we place them into our foster care.
And because of that, CCS of Utah right now is looking for foster parent volunteers to take care of children. They're also looking for help with housing, furniture, and transportation.
Now, here's something really interesting. CCS of Utah has formed a unique alliance to better serve their refugee clients. Fox 13's Lauren Steinbrecher shows us who's doing work in their offices and out in the community.
Even just for the incoming Afghan refugees, you can see that Catholic Community Services has a lot of donations to go through, and that means that they need help to do it all. He's got the name tag, the diligent work ethic, the call to serve on the computer.
Recently, they were doing like an audit, right? So I helped them get all the files ready.
Elder Martinez's work as a service missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints isn't what you might imagine. And I'm not talking about the computer work.
Kind of had to reassure everybody, I'm still a missionary. I'm not gonna like convert to Catholicism. It's okay, right? I'm still a missionary first, right? I'm just serving for a Catholic organization.
Elder Martinez is serving at Catholic Community Services of Utah, one of 16 service missionaries who does work in the Salt Lake City office, food bank, and dining hall. From stocking pantry shelves, to serving meals, to running citizenship classes, to providing transportation. The LDS Church and CCS of Utah partner up to make the placements.
I think a lot of people don't realize here how much the different religious organizations are working together behind the scenes. It just kind of fits like a perfect glove. We have, the help that is needed, and they have the manpower to kind of help fill that.
A huge focus right now, helping incoming Afghan refugees. Service missionaries are sorting donations and prepping apartments.
It gives them a really unique opportunity to meet and see people in the community that, they might not interact with otherwise, and to gain that appreciation for people from, all kinds of backgrounds.
It's that kind of work Elder Martinez finds most fulfilling.
They were forced to flee their countries, right? And I think just getting it to help these people in any sort of way is kind of what wanted me to come here to serve.
He can double as a translator, helping people navigate life in Utah. No matter the religion, the purpose is the same.
It's just making them feel welcome and like they're valued here in the community.
With hundreds of people coming in over the next several weeks, Catholic Community Services of Utah will need more donations, so we'll link to their Amazon wish list on our website, fox13now.com. In Salt Lake City, Lauren Steinbrecher, Fox 13 News, Utah.
After years of work and research, there is now a new cancer treatment in the works thanks to scientists at Brigham Young University. They've found a new type of gene, which they call a cancer driver. It's responsible for human cells mutating and becoming cancerous. This is a significant discovery because there have only been a handful of similar discoveries in recent years. And when scientists can identify what's causing cancer, it helps find more effective treatments.
This is what we call targeted therapy. So it's kind of the new revolution in cancer treatment right now. We have a therapeutic that works against it, and we're trying to push that forward into phase 1 clinical trials now.
The gene they discovered is called the TKN1 gene. A doctor from Lehigh helped researchers come up with the treatment they're trying to start in clinical trials.
Well, I tell you, it's fall in Utah. Gray skies and rain opened and cleared up to blue skies and sunshine in parts of the state today, Dina.
Yeah, we had some on and off weather, but when the sun came out, it was actually pretty nice. Now, currently, we've got some light drizzle around. Here's our Intermountain camera and kind of look at some different things today. So stormy skies in Roosevelt. We had some clouds on and off there. Just beautiful clouds throughout the whole day throughout the state. We got some great pictures today. And with those clouds came some rain. We had more than 4/10 of an inch at Zion and about 1/2 inch at Bryce. Some places got some pretty good rain too. Utah County getting a little bit more than Salt Lake County, but now we've got some rain in the north as well. It's 60 degrees with just clouds right now. We had some drizzle just in the last hour. Here's the current satellite and radar imagery though to update you. We've got one batch of showers moving into Tooele County and some light rain that'll be on and off here throughout the night in northern Utah. So coming up, we'll break down this forecast. We have a lot more rain and a lot more cold to talk about, so you won't want to miss those details. Straight ahead.
Coming up on Fox 13 News at 9.
A major increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations. Tonight, the total number of ICU beds available in Utah is fewer than 20. What that means for the state's healthcare systems in the fight against the pandemic.
Getting to 75% reduction by 2030 is very tough. And that requires a lot of renewables to be built, a lot of storage.
One of Utah's largest utilities says it won't be making its renewable energy goals. Why they say they can't reach their previous projection and their new timeline.
A Utah County school stands above all others in the country. More on this elite recognition in a story that's positively Utah.
It's all about resting and youth for the Jazz tonight in their second preseason game in Dallas. I'll have the highlights coming up.
Utah's ICU bed space is now at 99.1% full, causing concern that Utah is very close to major delays of medical treatment.
Fox 13's Spencer Joseph explains what that means and what impact it can have.
We're very tight. We're having difficulty placing patients from rural Utah into an appropriate high-level ICU bed.
Healthcare systems in the state of Utah have functioned as one unit throughout the pandemic. 16 hospitals and medical facilities across the state have been designated as referral facilities.
Our referral hospitals have been very full for numerous weeks now.
The purpose was to take a load off smaller hospitals and transfer patients to those that had more staff, even if the hospital was in a different group or owner.
When it comes to doing disaster response, our healthcare systems walk in solidarity.
It's a system that's worked very efficiently, getting us through the biggest spikes in the pandemic. But now there are only 4 beds left for referrals in the entire state of Utah.
At some point, there are not beds to move people to.
And as Kevin McCauley with the Utah Department of Health explains, that lack of beds is causing major delays, pushing rural hospitals to the limit and causing more problems as numbers grow higher.
Rural hospitals may now have to hold on to a patient that they would normally transfer. We may have to reach out to our collar states, to Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, to see if there are available beds for placement. And frankly, what it means is that hospitals will have to continue to go into deeper and deeper contingency strategies.
So the number of referral ICU beds is a very fluid number. It could be at 10 tomorrow morning and down to 1 by tomorrow night. But the direction it's trending is really the important thing that the state is looking at. And right now, the direction it's trending remains to be seen. In Salt Lake City, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Right now, UDOT is doing a 3-year study of different types of lane striping along a 3-mile stretch of I-84 in Tremonton. They're trying to make the roads safer and increase visibility. UDOT says one of the main complaints they get from the public is about road striping. Crews are testing 100 different products of all colors, textures, and materials to see which is the most durable and visible in the weather we get here in Utah.
Plowing is essential. It keeps our roads safe and clear during the winter, but it can wreak havoc on striping. You think about the blades that are going over, the salt that's down on the roads. All of that can really play with the durability and cut down on the lifetime of the striping.
Over the next 3 years, crews will be checking in on the striping every 3 months to see how it's holding up. After the test period, the new technology could be seen on roads all over the Beehive State.
A Utah County school is now in some elite company. Salem Hills High School is the 2021 recipient of the Performing Arts School of Excellence Award. Fox 13's John Franke has a story that is positively Utah.
The award is given by the National Federation of State High School Associations. Now, to give you an idea of just what this award means, out of more than 20,000 schools eligible, only one takes home this honor every year.
I have been in choir here since I was a sophomore.
This is just the 14th school year at Salem Hills High School.
It has been a huge part of my life.
But since the school opened its doors in 2008, it's built quite an arts program.
My teachers are constantly willing to help us, which is the reason why I have grown so much.
Ben Wheeler is a senior in choir and drama, two programs that fall under the arts umbrella, programs that help Salem Hills High School earn the title of National Performing Arts School of Excellence.
We came in and built this from the ground running, and so to be able to create it the way that we wanted to was a really special and unique set of circumstances.
The school was presented the award at this assembly Wednesday.
Our mission really talks about deep levels of learning for all kids and all students, and that all part is important to us, that all is everything.
The recognition validates all the hard work done by students and faculty over the last 14 years.
We're not a fine arts school, but we have an amazing and inclusive fine arts program.
And solidifies the foundation of the school as a place where students with a wide range of talents can be themselves and thrive.
We just are so excited to be Skyhawks today.
Salem Hills is the first school in Utah to receive the award. In the newsroom, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, good evening. I'm meteorologist Dina Friedman. We have so much to talk about with our weather. We've had some rain in the last hour, and now even some thunder and lightning in Ogden, where the temperature has dropped down to 57 degrees there, 59 in Provo, and 60 in Salt Lake City. So what is happening? We've got this weak system moving through, and what's super cool about this visible picture tonight, this is real exciting because you can see the convective development just as the sun goes down here, and these big cumulonimbus clouds that we were watching to the west, and now underneath that, here is the rain that accompanies that. So now moving into Tooele County and along I-15, going up to Weaver, Davis County, and Cache County as well. So we're getting some thunder and lightning here in Ogden. So expect some brief heavy downpours, and some of this will be moving into Salt Lake City tonight and into Utah County as well. So we'll have some showers here on and off throughout the overnight hours, and a little bit for the next couple of hours, especially here along that I-15 corridor. So we need the rain. It's as much as we can squeeze out of this tonight. It doesn't look like it'll be super wet tomorrow, but we do have more rain on the way. So central Utah, you're going to get in on some of this fun in the next few hours as well. So scattered showers definitely moving in for you. We've got scattered showers in the forecast on Thursday, going again in the afternoon. The much stronger system is Friday into Saturday. Saturday looks really wet and then much colder. We've got two different pieces of energy to talk about. So lots of active weather in the next 5 days. 60 in Salt Lake now, 48 in Park City. It's 59 in Clouds in Provo, 72 in St. George. You've got mostly clear skies and cool air tonight in southern Utah. Today with the clouds, it only made it to 70 degrees, and we just got a trace of precipitation here in Salt Lake. A lot of places got more than that. Utah County in the past 48 hours got about 0.4 of an inch. So big things are happening. We still have southwest flow, and that's still here tonight. But watch as this is super slow meandering trough moves in here on Friday. Boom, moves in here on Saturday. So that's where we get the Friday night, Saturday wind and rain. And then there's another one up the stream here on Monday night into Tuesday, and that's the even colder punch of air. So Futurecast tonight just shows us some of those scattered showers around, and then we'll kick them off again tomorrow afternoon as well. So scattered showers from about I-80 north northward. Much colder air again will be arriving on Friday night into Saturday, and that's where this really lights up. So as far as your weekend plan goes, Friday afternoon and Saturday just don't look so great at this time. Overnight, though, scattered showers northern Utah, temperatures in the 50s here at 58 in St. George, clear skies for the lower half of the state. And same with tomorrow, you'll just have partly cloudy conditions. In the afternoon, we'll still have a few more thunder showers tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures will be in the 70s. It's not going to be a whole soaker of a day. On and off scattered showers on Thursday. So southern Utah, wow, huge changes. Fall is here. Scattered showers again Friday, Saturday, and there's the very cold air that moves into Monday and Tuesday. So very active weather to be watching here. So, and again, not raining all day, scattered showers in the afternoon, but then Friday afternoon into Saturday looks very wet, and here is the very cold air. That is a snowflake, Kelly and Bob. I did it. I put it on there.
Thank you,
yeah,
Dina.
Tuesday, sweater weather has arrived.
Does that mean we can go skiing now?
Not quite, but there will definitely be high elevation snow on Saturday and again on Monday night.
All right, wow. Dina, thanks so much.
Coming.
Still ahead, the vote to avoid a federal government shutdown is put on pause. Why President Biden blames Republicans for leading the U.S. toward economic catastrophe. In national news, the Senate postponed this afternoon's procedural vote on a resolution to raise the debt ceiling.
Democratic Senator Patty Murray of Washington says that's so they could hold an internal discussion on a proposal offered by Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. President Biden says Republicans have been stalling the process.
We have the votes. The Democrats are willing to step up and stop this economic catastrophe if Senate Republicans will just get out of the way. But our Senate Republican friends are planning to block the vote to raise the debt limit by using the procedural power called the filibuster.
The deadline to increase the debt ceiling is now less than 2 weeks away. If it is not raised, the U.S. would default on its loans for the first time in history, which would cause a global economic disaster.
A federal judge has ordered Texas to suspend its controversial 6-week abortion law. Even with the law on hold, abortion services in Texas may not instantly resume because doctors still fear they could be sued without a more permanent legal decision. Texas officials are likely to seek a swift reversal from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, which previously allowed the restrictions to take effect.
Coming up after the break.
Without offsets and opportunities, then it's not possible by 2030.
Rocky Mountain Power delivers some bad news about renewable energy.
A girls' high school soccer team says the Salt Lake City School District isn't playing fair.
It doesn't make any sense why they would do that.
Why they say they're second string to the boys' team.
While BYU's football team looks to renew a rivalry, Utah looks to make history at USC.
It has a reputation for being one of Utah's most historically haunted places, and we're taking you along for a ghost tour.
Not do it by just building wind and solar and batteries. That won't get you there. If you turn your lights on when the wind isn't blowing or the sun isn't shining and the batteries have depleted because they only last a few hours, you're not going to have lights.
One of Utah's largest utility companies says it will not be able to make a renewable energy goal by the year 2030.
Rocky Mountain Power says it may be closer to 2050, but one environmental group says the utility needs to do better. Fox 13's Ben Winslow reports.
At the Governor's One Utah Summit in Cedar City, Rocky Mountain Power's CEO announced they would miss an ambitious goal to get to 100% renewable energy by 2030. It may be closer to 2050.
Getting to 75% reduction by 2030 is very tough. And that requires a lot of renewables to be built, a lot of storage.
The announcement is not expected to impact Salt Lake City and other Utah cities' goals of being on 100% net zero energy by 2030 because of where power sources come from. Rocky Mountain Power points out it's also not entirely renewable. There are carbon offsets.
If we look as a full state or as a nation to try and get to actual zero without offsets and opportunities, then it's not possible by 2030.
The Healthy Environmental Alliance of Utah says it's not surprised, but disappointed.
In order to avoid the worst case scenarios of climate change, we need to reduce emissions from the power sector by at least
80% by 2030 and be close to net zero by 2035.
Heal Utah says it believes Rocky Mountain Power can still be pressured into adopting more renewable energy sources, but only if ratepayers demand it.
The utility has done some good things as of late regarding investment in renewable energy and supporting clean energy programs. However, like I mentioned, they've stopped short of articulating a vision for 100% clean energy future. And I think that's something that Utahns deserve.
The Cox administration is pushing for a more diverse energy portfolio, but it will need billions in upgrades for transmission lines.
Our current grid is based on a fossil fuel generation, and as you shift from a more renewable generation, you need a harder line, you need new generation, and you need stronger generations.
Rocky Mountain Power is also involved in an experiment to transition a Wyoming coal plant into a small-scale nuclear power plant. If successful, Hugaveen hinted it could happen in Utah too.
This nuclear opportunity would be a terrific place, again, now we're talking 15 years in the future plus, to actually then build nuclear at Hunter and Huntington. So stay tuned for many, many years, but that is the hope.
Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
A Utah businessman known for his appearance on Shark Tank is now facing fraud charges. According to the Utah County Attorney's Office, Nathaniel Hozapfeld defrauded a romantic partner out of $200,000, all while being married to another woman. He's co-founder of Mission Belt. It was over several months. Authorities say he constructed a web of lies, even convincing this woman he'd met online to sell her home. And when she threatened to report him, he cut off all contact and disappeared until he was booked this weekend and then released hours later.
You have a person who, in our estimation, is financially devastating to people's lives, and from our perspective, ought to be behind bars. But he's given cash bail. In 90 minutes, he posts it, and he's out. And we have no protection that we feel like we need.
The lead investigator on this case says they think there are more fraud victims who have yet to come forward. If you think it could be you, contact the Utah County Attorney's Office.
The Weber County Attorney's Office has released surveillance video showing the moment a Weber State University police officer hit and killed a pedestrian last week. Keep an eye on the top right of your screen. This happened last Thursday night at 27th Street and Washington Boulevard in Ogden. You can see the officer had a green light and hit the man crossing the street, who died on scene. Police identified him as 69-year-old William Castleman. They say there is no dash camera or body camera video. The Weber County Attorney's Office continues to investigate.
Doesn't make any sense why they would do that. And so it's more inequality between genders.
School administrators say it's a simple scheduling conflict, but some Utah students say it's forcing them to miss an important class, all because of their gender. We'll explain. Right now, we are following breaking news in Logan tonight, where police say they're investigating a stabbing in the Willow Park area. We know right now a man is in custody. A juvenile was taken to the hospital with what police believe are stab wounds. We do not know the victim's condition as of now. A family of the victim spoke with Fox 13 News at the scene. They tell us it is a 15-year-old boy. They say they are hoping he's expected to recover. However, the investigation is ongoing as police interview witnesses and search the suspect's car.
It's an inconvenience for everyone. Parents aren't able to attend. Some players aren't able to attend.
A sports scheduling conflict is prompting some West High School parents and players to speak out.
They are reaching out to Fox 13 News, saying the Salt Lake City school isn't playing fair and putting the boys' schedule before the girls.
Fox 13's Eliana Sheriff breaks it down for us and has a response from the school.
It kind of sucks that we have to miss such an important part of our school year to go and play in an important part of our sports year.
Team captain Mara Agee says her excitement about her team making it to the playoffs is being hampered by a last-minute scheduling change. Mid-Monday, girls on the West High varsity soccer team found out their game was being moved earlier to accommodate boys' junior varsity football.
Varsity comes above JV, in my opinion. It doesn't make any sense why they would do that. And so it's more inequality between genders.
Assistant Principal Sarah Thomas tells me it has nothing to do with gender.
We're excited for our girls to be part of a state tournament game, and we recognize that that's also during football season. And so that takes some negotiating.
She says the rival, Fremont, has earned the higher ranking, so they get to host, and they only have one usable field.
The field situation that they are navigating is not up to us, but they are hosting us.
The school also tells me the football season schedule has been established since May, but the soccer brackets were finalized when region games ended. She says because football has had a set date, they take precedence. With an earlier game, the girls will have to miss some class.
They are excused for a school-sponsored event, and they will be held harmless.
School leaders say students can work with their teachers to make up any work they miss, but these students say it's not that simple. Mia has a group project that she will now have to do alone so she can play in the game.
She's going to have to do extra work on her own to make up for that, when if it was, I think, a boys' event, they would have made accommodations for this.
David says holding the game so early in the day not only conflicts with the girls' school schedules, but he also says it makes it harder for parents to be able to attend.
And I think it's just a message that it sends to our daughters. They're still playing second fiddle to boys in our community.
Eliana Sheriff, Fox 13 News, Utah.
The spooky season is here. We will go looking for ghosts in Ogden and show you how to access more of Utah's most haunted stories from home.
Coming up in sports, we got BYU Utah football and the 20th ranked women's soccer team. And it was all about rest and youth in tonight's Jazz preseason game in Dallas. The highlights are on the way. By the way,
I say the best way to figure out what's going on outside is go poke your head out the door.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Dina and I went out there just now, and it's starting to dry out just a little bit, but we've had a lot of rain today here in Utah. Fox 13 meteorologist Dina Friedman's going to have our first alert forecast and details on what we saw out there just a few minutes ago.
You know, it's fall in Utah. You fall back and forth between seasons at times. Well, right now, the Halloween season is here. One of our favorites. And for some, of course, that means maybe decorating your home, and maybe right now you're searching for the perfect costume.
And maybe it's taking a ghost tour. Fox 13's Todd Tanner joins us in studio tonight with his latest Uniquely Utah story. Todd.
That's right, guys. Utah loves Halloween and all things spooky. And over the years, I've done stories about ghost tours in Provo, Salt Lake, and Park City. But some of the most historic haunts are found in Ogden.
Ogden's been wild since it started, and it hasn't stopped being wild even in the afterlife.
Do ghosts occupy the old buildings along 25th Street in Ogden?
There was also an apparition of a woman that was seen coming down the stairs.
In the decades before Americans traveled long distances by way of cars and airlines, they moved about the country by train, with many a mandatory stop at Ogden's Union Station. Just outside the doors were rows of bars and brothels.
Our next stop is going to be the Lighthouse Lounge.
A few of those colorful places, or at least the buildings that housed them, still stand. And for a small charge, Matt and Jennifer Jones will take you on a well-researched walking tour.
That's part of what Jen does, is she's able to find a lot of those hidden gems within the historical record, public records, and other sources that most people don't know about.
It's the only location in Ogden that has a ghost cat, and it's believed to have been one of her cats because she had quite a few. It's kind of for people that maybe think history is really boring, and this is kind of a fun spin on it.
Their company, Ogden Walking Tours, offers different experiences year-round, but the ghost tours are especially popular each October.
Whether you believe or not, spooky stories are fun, especially around Halloween. There is a phone in this building that hangs on the wall that has not been connected to anything for many years, and they say that every now and then the phone will ring.
It was a good time with the ladies.
Emily Jaramillo was among those in attendance the night we tagged along.
They had a lot of facts, and it wasn't just a guessing game. They really looked into the history of these buildings.
The tours always end at the old Ogden Union Station.
I've had some really amazing experiences there, and it's my favorite building in Ogden. I love everything about it.
Including its reputation for being haunted by any of the many people whose feet once hit 25th Street.
I'm really not afraid of ghosts or spooky things at all.
I don't like alien stories. That's about it. Ghosts don't scare me. Alien stories freak me out.
Ooh.
Right? It's a good time up there in Ogden.
Oh, it looks like it. I think especially this time of year, Todd, people are really into that. And these are true stories. It's living history in a way.
Right, right. It makes it very real when they show you the photo and you hear the name of the person that they're talking about.
Yeah. The
adds
telephone
to the
thing
effect.
freaks me out.
Well,
You
there
bet.
are so many ghost stories here in Utah. I know there's one involving the governor's mansion and you know the building on 9th West, is it? Just off North Temple. We've done stories on that. They're all over the place here in Utah.
If those walls could talk. And Todd, we understand that you've collected a lot of these tales from the crypt for us.
That's right. In our case, it might be more like Archives from the Attic, but we are bringing our viewers a new series that is streaming right now on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and Android TV. We're calling it Utah's Most Haunted. And among the stories you'll see there, one is about an entire cemetery in Weber County that's exact location is unknown today, supernatural encounters inside the governor's mansion, and a look at a Utah man's creepy collection of oddities. And we go behind the scenes at the Terror Ride to tell you the story of the man who created it all. And we travel to famous graves around Utah. It's a collection of our hairiest, scariest, and sometimes even just the silliest Halloween stories that we've done over the years here at Fox 13.
That sounds great, Todd. I can't wait to check it out.
That's right. You can only find Utah's Most Haunted on the Fox 13 News streaming app for Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and Android TV. And of course, we have links to all of this on our website at fox13now.com. And you can find it on the Fox 13 News app in your channel store.
Sounds like a Halloween party right there.
It sure does.
Watching the TV.
Well, it's definitely going to start feeling like spooky time weather in the next few days. We've got clouds and drizzle out there tonight, looking a little bit ominous. Salt Lake City now 60 degrees. We had some thunder and lightning and some rain reported in Ogden, and we even have gusty winds in Logan as well. The culprit, all of this weak piece of energy that's just moving through here tonight. So we'll be able to zoom in on that in just a moment here, but want to show you where some of that rain's going and some of it came from. So we also had precipitation today totals that Bob was mentioning were pretty impressive. 0.4 of an inch, Pleasant Grove, and Salt Lake Airport, though, not really a big winner here, just a trace, but a few places were really lucky in the past 48 hours, about 0.5 inch there. Here's that closer look that we were mentioning. So we've got definitely this band of precipitation now moving into Logan, so some thunder and lightning here and gusty winds with some of this outflow as some of these thunderstorms go up and collapse on themselves. So we'll see some gusty winds here and going up into Ogden as well. Here's another patch of pretty heavy rain moving over to Tooele, going to go over the Stansbury and Oquirrh Mountains here just in the next hour. We'll start to see this into Salt Lake and Sandy, West Jordan, South Jordan here. So we definitely have some significant rain showers in the next hour and gusty winds as well. And some of this will be winding down by the time we get to sunrise. So scattered showers, though, again, late tonight and again on Thursday afternoon. A much stronger system for late Friday into Saturday with heavier rain and much colder air. So much to discuss here. 60 in Salt Lake now, 48 in Park City. There's the 50s in Logan's with the gusty winds, 47 in Bryce Canyon. Now, southern Utah tonight, you have pretty clear skies and it's quiet. The culprit, slow-moving trough. So we've got the flow out of the southwest. You saw that was the direction or the steering flow for some of the storms tonight. But watch what happens with this big U shape. That's what we call a trough. And what this is it digs in and brings us the active weather, and it's slow going. So late Friday into Saturday, the trough is moving upon us. And with that, it means we'll have very active weather Friday night and Saturday. And if you check out here, this bright blue color, that is some seriously cold air coming on Monday night and into Sunday. Talking about some snow, definitely no joke. So a few showers tonight, and then we'll do it again tomorrow afternoon. afternoon with those scattered showers, mostly north of I-80, but there could be a few of them south. And then late Friday night into Saturday, things really light up here as we get that trough settling in with the very cold air, and there will be some snow at high elevations as well. So tonight, scattered showers in the 50s in Salt Lake. Wouldn't be surprised if you get about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch for some of you tonight. Could come down a little bit fast. And then tomorrow afternoon, scattered thunderstorms again in the afternoon. Now, it's not going to be raining all day, but watch out for some of that. Southern Utah, though, you've got partly cloudy skies tomorrow and a pretty nice day down south. 81 here in St. George, but then very active weather all the way through the weekend and much colder air Monday into Tuesday. And for the Wasatch Front, again, scattered showers just in the afternoon tomorrow, and then heavier rain Friday night and Saturday, and much colder air. And we put that snowflake in there, mixing with rain on Tuesday.
We will probably see the Jazz rest players a lot more this season. That's why Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley, Joe Ingles did not play tonight in their preseason game in Dallas. It's all about being healthy when it counts. Also gives younger players a chance to show what they've got. Elijah Hughes pulls up, knocks down one of his 3 threes. Nice passing from rookie Jared Butler to Doak Azubuike. He throws it down. Here's another nice dish from Butler. This one to Eric Paschal. 2 of his 13 points. And how about the step back from Butler? He led the Jazz with 22 points. The Mavericks won the game 111-101. Utah plays at USC. It's been a rough season for the Utes with the death of Aaron Lowe and losses to BYU and San Diego State, but they're still 1-0 in Pac-12 play, so they still have plenty to play for, and a win over the Trojans will be a big morale boost for the Utes.
It would be awesome, man, and it would be emotional because, you know, like we had a lot going on, and you know, we just right now that's what we're focusing on. We really need this win.
Right now we're sitting in a good spot. We've only played 1 game in conference, but us and Arizona State are the only 2 teams in the South that haven't lost. So right now we couldn't be in a better spot conference-wise.
You can watch the Utes and Trojans play right here on Fox 13 this Saturday at 6 o'clock. Utah's played well against USC lately, but they'll try to get their first win in the Coliseum since 1916. 10th-ranked BYU football team will host Boise State this week. 5-0 Cougars have been beaten by the Broncos 3 times in a row, but they're trying to beat them 3 times in a row. They'll have the chance to do that on Saturday. They know it will be tough as they try to remain undefeated this season.
We're preparing for everybody's best, so you got to make sure that when you get that rep in the practice that you're making sure you get your best rep because it's going to be there on Saturday and everybody's coming. We enjoy the wins for sure, but it's right on Monday. We watch the film and get ready for the guys ahead of us, and they deserve all our attention because each week our goal could be knocked off.
20th-ranked BYU women's soccer team hosted St. Mary's tonight. It was the Cameron Tucker show at Southfield. Great move here to get by the Gales defense. Senior out of Lone Peak with a great goal to put the Cougars on the scoreboard. Then Tucker, the steal, leading to some solo footwork. And how about the speed? Wide open net to put the Cougars up 2-0. It was a 4-goal night for Tucker. Olivia Smith added a goal before the half as BYU records the 7-0 shutout in Provo. We'll be right back.
Well, the big day's tomorrow, but we want to wish Jeff Raniere a very happy early birthday.
Jeff.
Thank you very much.
He's 29 again.
Again.
Yes.
Thanks for being with us, everyone.
Quick Cast up next.